Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I have no idea where we have people from today, but welcome to Creative Playdate number 2. Today we're celebrating women and I am excited, I am anxious, I'm impatient, I'm happy, I am so many different things, and I am most of everything very, very grateful that I have you here with me, and I cannot wait to see who has joined today. Feel free to jump on, turn on your cameras, unmute yourselves. I see familiar people from last time. I see maybe someone new. Do we have connection? Can you hear me? Can you see me? While I'm waiting for people to join in, I'm gonna enjoy my red wine and hopefully you have prepared a drink for yourself for tonight as well. For me, it's tonight, for some, it's the morning. So we're enjoying our Sunday in completely different ways. Ah, lovely. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it. We have ladies doing all kinds of different things, joining for these experiences. And I love that because these play dates, more than anything else, are for us to show up. Hey, good to see you. They're for us to show up for each other in whatever shape or form we're in at the moment. And it's wonderful that we are sharing all of these different experiences because this is the true spirit of creative play. It's collaboration, it's being together, it's connecting, it's having fun, it's just being here for one another. Today, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. I am very excited, and hopefully, some of the Eindhoven-based students of Creative Play are also going to join because some of them will be helping me in a really exciting project next week. But I'm gonna share more details when we get together. So I'm just gonna give you a few minutes to settle in, feel comfortable, get something to drink, something to eat. Doesn't matter. Some people are breastfeeding, other people are doing other things. Let's see, I have Oppo A735G, but I would love to have your name here so I can actually, the rest of the people can know who is also joining. We have someone else based in the Netherlands tonight, which is great. We have other participants from last week joining. We have new people who have not been here with us before. I'm very, very happy that we're getting a diverse group tonight. Welcome to Iskra. Iskra is someone who knew me way before I was intentional about my creativity. Once upon a time, I used to write documentation for virtual software, and I didn't even know that creativity is something I would play so much with in my life. And Iskra and I were writing together documentation, and that was a whole other experience for me, way before all of the wild adventures that took me here to a place where I'm able to host those immersive experiences for ladies around the world. We have a full house tonight. That's awesome. I would love to see some faces though, because this is the way we're gonna make this truly special. Yay!
And I can only confirm what you just said, Sophie. And it's been a huge pleasure to watch your journey through different phases and everything that you've just explained in the first sessions and how you got to this point for creative play. So if anyone has any doubt, please contact me. I can confirm everything that you said, basically. So yeah,
I
I'm
have
glad
to
that I'm
say,
here today.
thank you for being here. I know that you've got a lot on your plate. I know that life gets in the way, and I know that you make space for your own creative practice in a very intentional way. And this is what allows you to actually be quite productive. And I would love if you would like to share a little bit about yourself, because some of the people here already kind of know a little bit about one another, but you are an amazing artist who was an artist in disguise, at least for me. So would you like to share what your path to creativity looked like?
Yeah, sure. I'm quite unprepared. This is a surprise, but anyway, I'll try to. You got me.
Sorry
You
to
got me.
sorry to put you in the spotlight like that, but I had to say something, because I've been watching you quietly generate phenomenal artworks, and I believe that more people should know about what you do, and more people should approach the artistic process the way you do that, which is why I would love to have anything that you want to share with
Yeah,
people here.
I get that. So, I what I can say is that one way or another, we all go through different stages, obstacles, and so on and so forth in our lives. And at some point, we get to the decision to allow ourselves to get back to that creative, childish state of mind, and to allow ourselves to express our emotions and everything that's going on in our head, outside of it, in our daily lives and whatsoever. So basically, that's kind of also my story in a way. But what I did, I started exploring. I don't have a favorite media, so
I
but
love
I
that.
start.
I have to
Yeah,
say, I love it so much, because this allows you to evolve, right? This allows you to grow and
exactly.
to rediscover yourself.
And for the first time, I was like, okay, now I want to play with clay and to do some pottery and to learn how to build something with my hands. Okay, and the other thing, sometime later, I would go for oil pastels. I've never done that. I was so frustrated. But I'll go intentionally. I'll push myself towards that to see if it's that scary, really. No, it's just fun. Uh, and that goes for anything that you can, yeah, maybe think of. So that's
I,
in brief.
I love it. I love it. And I completely relate to everything you said, because for me personally, the fear of the new medium has always been the thing that keeps me away from so many empowering creative adventures. And
Exactly.
case in point, and I'm gonna jump real quick and come back in 2 seconds and show something which I did for the first time in the last 2 weeks. I had never played with a creative medium like this, and I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with how I was feeling while I was working on this, and I never assumed that I would feel comfortable in this context. And let me show you what I did. I actually drew on a dress, and I created something which will be displayed.
I
Actually,
saw that. It's amazing. I really loved it. I just saw it today because I wanted to catch up with the course. So I really love this.
yeah, so I was teasing a little bit about this project, and before we actually start getting playful and getting creative, I wanted to say that next week I am a part of a celebration for International Women's Day here in Eindhoven, where I am based, and I will be walking a catwalk in the dress that I drew on as a part of a social fashion show that aims to raise awareness and start changing things when it comes to human rights, and how different human rights and how we experience them affects the quality of the lives of women around the world. And I'm getting a little bit over the top here, because I am tackling the freedom of expression, and I'm actually addressing the choice that many of us make to keep quiet about the painful things that we go through. And for people who are here, they probably know that I choose to talk about pain, because that's how we start that process of transforming the pain into something beautiful, or into something healing. And so that dress starts that conversation. And today, my hope, my idea was to kind of brainstorm with all of you while we're creating, while we're celebrating being women, brainstorm ideas about body art that some of the other students from the course are going to draw on me next week. So this is a little bit of the behind the scenes of what's going on in addition to what I'm doing for Creative Play. Jana, I have to say, welcome. Thank you for being here. Really good to see you.
Hey, sorry for being late. Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just started doodling here. I wasn't sure
Do
if
your
you were
thing.
supposed to.
Please. So yeah, I have to say these Playdates initially. This is the second time I'm doing that. Initially, I started really kind of determined to give structure to these so that I make them the most of our time together. But ultimately, my desire for these Sunday Playdates is to give you the space to just create whatever you feel like creating, because I know that most people are busy during the week to put in the work. And so if you made the time to be here tonight and feel like creating already, please feel free to do that throughout the entire time that we've got together. Nice. Just I have to say, can anyone else, I know some people are breastfeeding and that's not an option, but from the rest of the participants, is it possible for you to come on camera? Because for me, when I'm talking to a black screen and white letters, it's just completely impossible to connect and to actually get immersed in this. Thank you, Alina. Yay, very good to see you.
I'm on my
Thank you for
mobile
joining.
and I'll try, but I'm not sure if that will work. Nope.
Nice. Thank you. We have people showing. Oh my God, Danielle is sharing. I love this so much. Let's see if I'm able to share my screen and show what she did. Just give me 1 second. I love that people are already creating. This is just everything I was hoping for. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's.
Would you like to please unmute yourself and start talking? Because I love it. This is actually my favorite part of my body. And this is a place that I really want to come up with a nice design to like create some drawing here and get a nice photo shoot, because I believe this is one of the most feminine and attractive parts of the female body. So why did you choose this?
I'm going to talk a little quietly since my little one's asleep on me. But I think it's a very sensual area. There's lots of sometimes shadows. It's a vulnerable area. It's something that could be displayed or covered easily. So I think for some of those reasons, I chose that location. And the thought I had in mind is I wanted to maybe, like I just used my sister. This is my sister, actually. I drew on her, but I used her makeup and I wanted to do almost like a Japanese, those images of the mountains and the mists. And so that's what I had in mind. And then when I was just decided to use my finger, like the colors, it almost like looked bruised. So in a way, it almost looked like someone might have gotten hurt or beat up, and making art out of bruises kind of look like at the end.
I love it. I absolutely love it, because there's a lot of contrast here from my perspective. There's a lot of room to see in this different things based on the eyes, the lens through which you're looking from. So I really, really love that. How was the experience for you? What did it feel like?
It was liberating, fun. I didn't have too much time because my little one was getting antsy, and so I was holding her as I was trying to paint, and she was trying to grab the eyeshadow and different things. So I felt a little rushed, but which was fine, good, because it kind of kept me from getting too detailed and too in my head. So I think having it, literally like a 2-minute little art project was good, and it was nice to actually connect with another person in a different, more intimate way.
Exactly. And the fact that within these limitations, you're actually able to utilize like this specific approach and kind of get this experience with her and for yourself at the same time for such like a short slot. This is incredible, because this can feed your soul, you know, in ways that you really need to sometimes.
Thank you for the inspiration, the idea.
Oh, thank you for giving this a chance, because I know how easy it is to dismiss something playful and creative as a waste of time, because we don't always see the immediate output. We don't sense the benefits right away, oftentimes. But my personal experience, especially when it comes to body art, was that the more I let myself explore and the more I went back to just doing different things over and over again, the more I realized how soothing and liberating and empowering the act of drawing on my body, my own body, feels. So this is a whole new creative area for many people to explore, even if they have former experience drawing. So it's just a new dimension, and a whole new different way to engage with your own creativity. So I really love that you're giving this a chance. I have today prepared a few supplies that you can see here. Can you see my hand with all these little bottles here? So this is glow in the dark body paint, which I started playing with for the first time last summer. And this is something that really allowed me to not only create something beautiful, but actually to use different creative skills that I have and make nice glow-in-the-dark videos that look artistic on their own. And actually, in my particular case, this is something that I genuinely enjoy doing as a creative process, just video editing. So I used input that I created myself. I used my own videos, my own photos, and started telling visual stories through video, through my body, with glow-in-the-dark body art paint, which is a whole other creative adventure. And I would be happy if some of you are curious after tonight and maybe get a bunch of supplies like that and start playing on their own sometime. All right, I want to show you a few things. I'm going to share my screen just for a few minutes, and I want to give you a little bit of inspiration. Let me just make sure. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm not going to full screen this. These of you who participated in our previous Playdate remember this. And today my idea was to maybe give you again a couple of minutes to pick your mood, to see where you are starting this creative session. We don't need to get into details and we don't necessarily need to share. But for those of you who haven't been here before, I just wanted to give you access to this tool, which I call contemplations. This is something that allows people to explore their thoughts, their feelings, their authentic desires. And the slogan is what you see is what you feel. So if you're interested, there's going to be a recording after the session tonight, and you can go back and look in detail at these trippy doodles and see if you can find some that kind of resonates to how you're feeling at the moment. Find one that relates to how you want to feel. It's just a fun tool that I have shared in the course content before, but I am not going to waste too much time on it this time around, because I want to show you some fun things that I did for previous Women's Days, because today's Playdate is dedicated to March 8th. So here what you see is my very, very first attempt at playing with mixed media, combining food and just markers. It was an attempt to visualize the diversity and the beauty of women. And it was something that I created for a project where we celebrated International Women's Day with ladies from 4 continents, from Pizza Hut. They were just gathering wherever they were. They got some snacks, different foods that they liked, and they created their own idea of what it means to be a woman with the foods that they liked. So it was a lot of fun. The other thing that I wanted to show you is one of my first attempts at making body art, this was done in the fall of 2021. And this was when I first started to kind of apply the style that I developed to all different types of canvases. And here is where the human body for the first time became interesting to me, and I started exploring how I can tell visual stories on the human body. This is, again, more explorations. When I didn't know what I was doing, I was just letting the process guide me, and I was enjoying combining the colors, feeling how the brush goes on the skin, just very simple little things that actually can awaken your curiosity and can stimulate you to go even further. And this is when I started drawing on myself. This was done a little before my 33rd birthday, a little after my partner of 9 years broke up with me, and I decided to reclaim my femininity, to turn myself into my canvas, and to reclaim my sensuality as somebody who had to restart, my life in my early 30s as a woman. And many of us are insecure in how we feel for one reason or another. So for me, because I've always been very self-critical, when I turned my body into a canvas, I was able to switch off the inner critic, step into the shoes of the artist, and actually enjoy the process. So this was an unexpectedly healing experience. And then the more I did it, the better I felt, and I just kept drawing on different parts of my body. And one thing led to another, and basically this is how I got comfortable to start investing in different paints, different supplies and materials, and to diversify my work, which initially started as an experiment, really, that had no agenda. And because I've also been teasing about making clothes and upcycling old clothes that I had, this was my first project of creating my own shirts out of something old that I had. And I just did some cuts, played around, and this thing happened in 10 minutes. And I realized that I can very easily create my own clothing designs, upcycle old different pieces of clothing. And that way I was able to use my body as a canvas in a different way, because I was letting my inner rebel basically show through my clothing. And this is the last project that I did, and I'm gonna very quickly play you that video. This was from a photo shoot that we did yesterday. All of the ladies that are participating in this project, which are women from 40 countries here in Eindhoven, and everyone is representing some human right that is important to them. And this is what I did. So today, my creative session will be dedicated to brainstorming, like I mentioned, body art to go with that dress. All right, so let's do this officially. I want to stop sharing, and I want to say thank you for being here, and let's celebrate being women through creativity. And I'm so happy to see Sonal here, and I'm gonna ask her to unmute herself and introduce herself very briefly, because she is a very special person. Who are you, Sonal?
Hi, so I am Sophie's friend from Eindhoven, and we met at the Creative Women's Club, which is where the dress is happening, the fashion show, which is going to happen on next Saturday. So, and I'm Sonal. I'm a designer by profession. I recently moved to Eindhoven. And I'm also a kirigami artist. Kirigami is a paper cutting art. And so I really enjoy doing stuff which requires a lot of precision. It has details.
Do you have anything on your computer or anything around you that you can very quickly share? Because I would love for people to see what you do.
So I think I can. Just a minute. I can show. I think I can upload it later on the Facebook group.
Sure, that would be great.
Better. Yes.
Nice.
So I definitely upload pictures of my paper cutting art, and I'm also a footwear designer. So I like expressing my thoughts and stories through footwear designs. So that is one more thing I do. I will also share a link to some of those sketches on the Facebook group.
Please
And
do.
also, yes, I'm working with Sophie for the Women's Day project. And we are
And you will be drawing on me next week.
Yes. Yes. So here I am with a henna cone. I got it yesterday. And I
This is
was
really
ready for
great.
trying. Yeah, so I'm also trying something on my my hands right now, just to revise.
Nice.
Yes. So where's my camera? Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm doing
amazing.
something really minimal. I'm trying to create on my hand. And yes, so we are going to be drawing henna on Sophie for the
Nice.
Saturday show.
Nice. So I am super happy that you were able to join, because I was thinking what we can do tonight. But before I get distracted, I gotta say, Iskra shared something absolutely gorgeous in the chat.
Okay.
For those of you who haven't seen it, it's really beautiful. And we have a little participant joining the group. I love that. Iskra, I love this. I am going to very, very quickly once again share my screen and show. Actually, can I show that? I should be able to show that, I hope. Do you want to say a little bit about what you did? Because this was something that...
Of course, it was just a 2-minute thing that I just sketched, because you kept saying, okay, welcome, please unmute yourself. And what I want to encourage everyone, because this is one of the things that we as women have been always told to do. Please unmute yourself, unmute your feelings, unmute your thoughts, your statements, be brave and just speak up. Because if you don't do this, nobody else can stand up for yourself and do it on your behalf. So that was just my 2-minute input into today's session.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because this is exactly the bottom line of what I'm doing. I am all about choosing to speak up, and that's often very difficult, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that. But one thing this reminded me of is of the first person who encouraged me to start talking about my condition in the NFT space, and this was somebody who was a transgender extreme weather photographer, and she spoke about her wife telling her, you speak or you starve. So basically, if we don't own up our stories, if we're not able to... Okay, we have someone else sharing here. I love that. You're speaking up. Do you want to unmute yourself and tell what this is?
Hello. I'm with a child and he's following me. Hello.
Hi. Yes. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is something that my child made.
Ah, okay, nice. Well, you can celebrate. You can celebrate together, which I really love.
And yes, because I was trying to find out what exactly could be interesting, but I found out that my child was much more creative.
Well, that's the beauty of having a supporter. You have a son, right?
Yes, he's following me, and so as for me it's difficult to. But what I see in this kind of organization, because it's an organization of colors.
Yeah.
And is organized by someone who has not idea what he's doing, but for me represents a line of events, a lot of events that are that are together.
It's like all the steps on our journeys, right?
Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay, thank you.
Nice. All right. So Do we have anyone else who is courageous enough to share their screen? What I am planning to do right now is just to start drawing on myself. And I would encourage whatever you have prepared as supplies for tonight, I would encourage you to just, do your thing. And I would love to do this in a very informal way. And we can turn this into an open conversation. I am going to be drawing on my hand and showing the progress. And I would love actually to hear some thoughts from you as to what do you think we should include in the design that we ultimately create on my body for next week. Do you have any ideas based on the things that we already spoke about?
I would like to add to it that
yes, please do.
we are planning to draw on Sophie's neck, and we want it to look like it is made up of lace. So we are planning to make it look wearable, like it's something she is wearing, but it will actually be a drawing. So that's what we are trying to create. And
yeah, so I'm just gonna add, so the concept is that I'm going to have drawings around my wrists, around my ankles, and around my neck. And what I would love for the design is to look like something between handcuffs and like luxurious black lace lingerie. And there can be like different motifs, but basically the concept is to show that I'm bearing my soul, right? I am naked, but I am only naked if I choose to open up, because otherwise I'm handcuffed by myself. I choose to stay in that prison. So this is the concept. How do we bring it to life? Do you have thoughts about symbols, about anything that would look nice? Anyone is open, is encouraged to share. Nice. Do you like the concept? I'm glad. Leaves are good. Like what kind of tree do you think? Leaves, like they are growing. All right. I like that. I was also thinking, like, we definitely need to incorporate somewhere a symbol of like liberation somehow, some way of like breaking free. Do you have ideas how we can visually communicate something like that?
I was thinking, may I add something here?
Please, yes.
Yes, I was thinking it's super interesting how the topic about unmute yourself and let yourself speak out went through the conversation today. It was like 20 minutes ago, I was watching a video about a guy sharing his thoughts that we're not brave when we speak, but we're not because we're afraid of speaking out our thoughts. We speak out because we're afraid what others are trying to mute about what we are thinking, what's in our head. So letters, I would say letters as alphabetical letters.
This is good. This is really good. Somehow intertwine them, maybe make them connected in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
make them
even
in a chain.
In a chain, or maybe even write something around my, you know what, we can do that. You can actually write messages.
Mm-hmm.
You can write messages around my wrists and around my ankles and around my neck. We can absolutely do that. I feel like I should be taking notes.
I was thinking maybe a key, around your wrist, because handcuffs are often around the wrist. So if you put a key there, maybe that could be a sign of liberation.
I am absolutely going to take notes.
Go for it.
This is the beauty of these creative processes, because that's exactly the experience I kind of want to engineer. I want to create this supportive environment where we actually have a conversation together that catalyzes things. whether it brings creative innovation, whether it brings some sort of inspiration, whether it just triggers something. It's just an environment that I feel really comfortable in. And I'm glad that you're bringing up different things that I haven't thought about. So we've got leaves, letters, key.
And one other thought I had is making a hand over your hand, like we're able to hold our own hand in a way, or we're connected or holding hands with someone else, maybe.
Yeah. Well, the concept basically is about when we share our pain, we also share our power, and we're able to, when we connect and we're able to hold hands in a way, metaphorically, that's how we become stronger together, and that's how we are able to kind of accelerate healing and growth and transformation and advancement and all kinds of things. I'm going to read something that Maria wrote. Hi, I'm a bit off because I'm not in my house now, but I think a bit of mix with the leaves and the key got me thinking on a chain of roses blooming around the wrist, and they have a lock, but the lock is open. Oh, I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to this is gorgeous. I love it. It's so great. So now you should be thinking about how you're going to visualize that, because I think these ideas are excellent.
Yes. And also maybe we can have the leaves of the rose shaped like lips.
Can we?
Maybe we can have the leaves inspired by the inspired by the lips.
That sounds really nice. We
or we can have the petals inspired by the lips.
Can you make can you sketch something real quick and maybe show it to the camera? Am I putting you in the spot here? You muted yourself. Let's see. We have Mickey Mouse here. I'm not sure why we have it.
Hi. Yes, I just want to show Mickey Mouse because he was a very important person in the world. This person. And was as creative as everybody, but in those times to make drawings and making animations was very difficult, you know.
Yep.
And this nothing changed because all what he did in those times is replicate until now in all companies, even the colors and even the way he was thinking like a magic world and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I want to show Mickey Mouse.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
And I'm also thinking about the letters concept and how you can write down words of liberation that can set you free internally, that are wrapped around either your neck, your hands, your ankles, something that it can be either the words that are setting you free or the ones that are binding you and that are limiting you. So
I think it can be both. I think we can be
challenging. Yeah.
Like create a balance, maybe have one hand dedicated, one side of my body dedicated to one thing and then the other dedicated to another thing. And
exactly. That will bind, I think, nicely with the whole concept of yin and yang and the darker part of us and the lighter that is trying to shine through everything regardless of what's happening. So
I love it. I really love it. I am not going to be able to take all the notes now, but I'm going to rewatch this and I'm going to brainstorm, and then we're going to come up with something that is a collective, basically creative output of tonight, which is wonderful. So now, do you have ideas?
I just opened a blank page for sketching.
Nice.
And with all the ideas we discussed right now, I'm going to make random doodles right now, which we can put together as a design.
Perfect.
Yes, and we can have and maybe we can plan that when you walk on the ramp, you can also show your hands in a certain way where it will be visible.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah, the discussion is helping me to think about it in a
It's
deeper
amazing.
sense. Yeah.
It's incredible. I love it so much. I'm going to read what Maria wrote because she wrote some amazing things. I think that the beauty and the delicacy that is associated with women is also something that can become hurtful, like the thorns that come with it. And it can be something that chains us and traps us. I lost this a little bit. Or something that becomes our own strength as our own weapon. Precisely, exactly my feeling. And Yana is already sharing masterpieces. I am going to show you. Yana, do you want to show or should I show?
Yeah, you can show. I wasn't sure if it's going to be well visible. I'm not sure if you can see exactly from here. That's why I took a photo and just shared
I'm going
there.
to share my screen. I'm going to share my
go
screen
for
and
it.
open photo. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. My first question would be, how does it look like to you? Like, what does it look like?
To me, it looks like a maze. It looks
It
like,
looks like a face or a bone marrow.
wow. Okay, we already have different. I love it. I love it. Anyone else
I
see
want to
something
hear.
different?
I would like to hear everyone's perspective, and then I will share with you what this is.
That's wonderful. Yes, please. I'm going to stop sharing because maybe some people are going to write something in the chat and we can see that. Let's see. Do you ladies have a different perception of Yana's drawing? It's a cell, mitochondria, like creature.
To me, it looks like a top view of a garden and a maze.
Yeah. Or the more I look at it, I also see like a bird's eye view of of a neighborhood or something like that. I see many things already. Like the more I look into it, the more I see.
Okay, are you guys ready to should I share already what I did there?
Yes, please.
Brain
This is
pieces
my favorite one.
Actually, it's guts, intestines.
Guts are great.
Yes, it's because I currently feel bloated. It's something that I don't feel comfortable in. Like it's a situation that is really often happening, especially lately. And I just started doing that. Also, it's again related to the topic that we're discussing, and it's all about your feelings and your gut being your second brain and everything happening there. There is a beautiful book that I read. It's called Charming Guts or something like that. I read it in Bulgarian and I'm not sure what the English.
I'm gonna say something in Bulgarian now. Chervoschar. Yeah. Is this what you're talking about?
Da.
Yeah, it's a I forgot the title in English, but it got quite popular a few years ago.
Yeah.
I love it.
Charming bowels. That's in English.
Yeah.
Charming bowels. Yeah. So it also has something to do with trusting your guts and speaking out and not holding it there, because as much as you hold it, that's where the real issues start, and they start with your gut, with your stomach. So that's it. Basically,
I am so thankful that you shared that, because I have struggled a lot with both unmuting myself, opening up, speaking up, being just completely honest about things I go through personally, like I'm sure most people do. And I've also struggled with not necessarily with my gut. Thankfully, my gut is actually a very, very kind organ to me, because I have abused it tremendously. I've had a very difficult relationship with food my entire life, and I have struggled with consistent overeating, and I have really not been very kind to my gut. And I think just representing it in a way like that kind of, helps me to look from a different perspective at something that is personal to me. So thank you for sharing that. We have, I have to say, this is going, I'm just like, I don't know how we only have 15 minutes left, but we only have 15 minutes left. So if anyone is in the mood to start sharing, like how the session is going already, do you have any breakthroughs, anything fun that you hadn't done before? I'm going to show you how my hand is turning out. I was not able to be very productive, but it's what I've got so far. So I'm drawing some sort of flowers here, and these flowers, this actually glows in the dark. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you what it looks like. Let me turn off some lights and see if I can show you the full beauty of glow in the dark body paint. But in the meantime, does anyone else want to show what you've done today?
I cannot share now because I don't have a camera for this, but I probably will post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah, I would love if you can take a picture and just share it in the group.
And I really like what you're drawing. It really looks like, when I saw it, it really looks like your veins are growing and blooming. I really love that concept.
This is awesome. I mean, I did not plan for this, but this definitely looks like my bones are blossoming.
Amazing.
This is what happens. That's what I do. I just start. I just begin, and it takes me somewhere, and then I improvise and I take it to another place, and something completely different comes out of that. This is how my creative process works, and I think it's not a special process. It's just I allow myself to be here and to do this, and I didn't do that for many years. And I think many people who don't consider themselves creative do the same thing, and it's very unfortunate. Yes, Alina is gonna show. We cannot hear you yet.
I wanna remove the background because that just is not gonna help. But let me see how I can do that.
Just hold your drawing under your face.
Or if you go, wait,
let me undo it. So
nice.
I started as an ocean actually, and then I just like, oh, okay, it looks like hair. And then it came to this woman. So actually, it's like International Women's Day.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it so much. It's, my first instinct is to, because I have been playing a lot with the circle as like a main shape that I put to everything. And recently I've been just creating networks of circles. I immediately see colorful circles around her and how I would just connect them and add my own stuff.
Right.
This is great.
It looks like almost like your style a little bit, maybe inspired by that,
Yeah, I love it. I mean, look.
In a way of like the circles and stuff.
Your eyes look more like human eyes than my eyes do, so I don't have that level of technical skill, I have to be honest. People wonder why I make the creative decisions that I do. I do them because if I try to do things right, I wouldn't do anything. And for instance, I can't draw eyes like the ones that you have, but I don't let that kind of stop me. So I love that you're.
Well, everybody has their own interpretation, everybody has their own art.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. Nice.
So
you know what
I
would advise you to write down the date and like take a picture of it just as a memory from the experience. And I would absolutely love if you can share everything you've done today in the group. Yeah, that would be really, really grateful.
Okay.
Nice. Do we have anyone else who wants to share? So now, do you want to show us how far you've gone?
No, I drew a hand which has long nails. I really like drawing long nails because they are kind of symbolic to me. As in, I don't like to have long nails on myself, but I like to draw long nails whenever I draw women.
Nice.
Because I think that that symbolizes being fierce and bold and really being out there. So I do a hand with long nails, but I'm yet to sketch the roses and leaves.
Oh,
on
sure.
it.
Nice.
Also, when after seeing the drawing with waves, which look like hair, I was thinking that maybe on the neck we could also have something that looks like waves.
How are you thinking? Maybe sounds interesting.
Yeah. So that was just an idea. We can think about it more.
Yeah. I'm open to all ideas really, because for me, becoming somebody's canvas is an honor, because I become a part of the co-creation of a piece that exists once and that's it. So this is why whenever I work with a photographer or with another artist, I feel really honored to be receiving that energy, because the creative process is an exchange of energy in one way or another. You capture whatever you're feeling, whatever is going on. And so I would be very, very happy to have you draw me whatever you feel like.
Yeah. And I think that is one thing I really appreciate about us, like I appreciate about you and this process, is that the way you trust me, because I'll be drawing on your neck, on your hands with henna. So, and I feel we should trust each other that way. Like everybody should trust each other with their feelings and expressions and art, thoughts.
Absolutely. The artistic process can be a very intimate experience, especially when it's shared by more than one people, because there is a lot of vulnerability, especially when it is, when the body is the canvas. And like I mentioned, for me, it's a difficult subject, but that's what makes it, even more important, because it's a healing experience on top of everything else. It's fun, it's pretty, but it's something empowering, which is, again, circling back to how creative skills can empower us. Well, there we go. That's how. Yes, Alina.
So I just wanted to say that recently I've been so busy, like that's why sometimes I don't respond to messages on WhatsApp. So forgive me ever.
Totally get it. Absolutely get it.
So I've been like working, studying, practicing, exploring new job situation, having a relationship. So everything is so like new to me, and it's happening at the same time. It's like pouring in. So the reason I'm saying all of this is because this is the only time that I have time to make myself time to actually, doodle, I guess. Yeah, and I love doodling, I think that's very calming. And I bought these pens like to actually color, the coloring books and stuff. So and doodle. So thanks so much, Sophie.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It's really important for me to hear this, because the last several weeks have been wild for me for many reasons. I'm building this after it's been a decade in the making, and I'm putting the puzzle together, and it's all kinds of scary and all kinds of just anxiety provoking. But hearing people respond to these sessions and seeing the results, to me, this keeps me going. And next week, actually next Saturday during the fashion show, I will be trying to raise funds to make the Academy a reality, because I have been bootstrapping everything on my own. I really wanted to do this for free because I want to create something that helps people, and I want to bring this to people who need it. And I want to find an avenue that allows people who can't buy it to still benefit from it. And for all of this to happen, I got to show good results to people who want to support initiatives like that. So I would be eternally grateful if you guys can give, like, yes, GoFunding. I do have a GoFunding page. I just put it together. I'm going to put there some of the artworks from these sessions, like maybe short videos. If you are comfortable to record like 30 seconds or 1 minute video, just some sort of anything really, doesn't need to be a traditional testimonial, but why this should exist basically, because it's not your typical startup that people go trying to raise funds for. It's just a completely different initiative, and I want to show that it works because I know that it does.
I'm gonna say something again.
Yes.
You're so like brave, and I understand because I'm totally changing, like, and I'm trying to open like 2 businesses right now. So I totally understand. So I'm with you. It's just like, it's so hard because you don't want to say it to people because you don't want to, like, you don't know what's going to happen, you know, like you're so anxious and like but you know, you just have to do it and see how it goes and never give up, you know, whatever happens.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not always easy to, and it's not just like for me, it's for everyone. Whatever challenges we have that require our attention and our resources, it's not always easy to show up and just go and give our best, whatever our best is. Sometimes the battle you have to fight is insecurity, you know, and if you win that battle, you can only then begin the other one. And that's been my personal experience for a very long time. But I think this can also be a blessing in disguise, because it's kind of like you're forced to do it over and over again, and you become really proficient at it. I want to ask Danielle, what's the name of your little helper?
Her name is Isla.
Isla. Did you say she's 6 months? I think you spoke about that.
About to turn 6 months. Yes, so she's about to eat solids. Sometime next week we will try solids.
That's a milestone. That's an exciting thing to go through.
Yeah.
I love that you're able to have this experience with her, and that you're able to take the time to be here with us, because I know how easy it is for young moms to be completely overwhelmed with mom things and not give themselves the space to just be. But the fact that you can do this together with her is very special, and I'm very happy.
Thank you for putting up with a little extra audio sound.
Yeah. Paula, what's the name again of your son?
My son is Arthur.
Arthur. And he's how old now?
2 years old.
I remember when I first moved here, he was just born. We kind of exchanged, like, I don't even remember when we met, but I remember.
Yes. I was pregnant.
Nice. This is such a great session. Well, my dear ladies, I am very happy that today we celebrated women like this, because honestly, I feel like I'm having a warm hug around me. That's exactly how I'm feeling. And this was really special. It's 8 o'clock. It's been an hour. That's been a great session for me. And I can see that some of you are still creating, and I hope you give yourself the time to do it a little more if you're enjoying it. Again, please share what we've done in the group, because I want to promote this stuff all over the place and show how great these experiences are. And hopefully I will see you next week. Something fun is coming up, and I will start teasing from tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Sunday. And before we go, does anyone want to share anything? Last words.
I really want to thank you, because it's I missed the first meeting, and now I'm really so pleasantly surprised that this is a group of people, of brave women who are getting together and opening and speaking openly about art and how that helps going through things. And I think that this is really important, and that you're doing a great job, Sophie.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I would love for you to share some of your work in the group. Like, seriously, ladies, even no context, just share things, because honestly, that's a great source of inspiration. And I have seen myself change after engaging with someone's work like this. So I think this can be a great source of inspiration for everyone in the group. We're from all over the place, from multiple continents, different backstories, different styles. So just let's make this as collaborative as we can. And yes, I will send a link to the group. Wait, to which group? What so in what, there's no, actually we don't have a group in WhatsApp for that, for our thing. Facebook group, yes. I will send you the link to the Facebook group. And yeah, thanks again. This was great. Let's do it again, and have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.